Okay, today we are honored to have as our guest speaker Ms. Janice Ikeda, Executive Director of Vibrant Hawaii. Vibrant Hawaii is a grassroots organization whose mission is to convene multi-sector groups to advance collective contribution towards a vision of a vibrant Hawaii. Janice contributes her leadership across all Vibrant Hawaii streams, which includes the economy, education, health and well-being, housing coalition, and resilient hubs. Her experience in nonprofit administration was developed during her tenure at Hope Services Hawaii, Hawaii Island United Way, and Aha Punana Leo. She holds a master's degree in organizational leadership from Gonzaga University, a bachelor's degree in communications from the University of Hawaii at Hilo, and associate's degree in information technology from Hawaii Community College. Please welcome Ms. Janice Ikeda.
Aloha kako. Thank you so much for inviting me to share. And congratulations, Manami. When I graduated from high school, I remember feeling overwhelmed and honestly sometimes annoyed with the number of times I was asked what I was going to be and what I was going to do. Desperate to come up with something good, I tried consulting the magic 8 ball. I held it upside down, gave it a good shake, and asked, what am I going to do with my life? Flipped it over, and the answer floated up. Better not tell you now. It was not helpful. That was almost 30 years ago, and questions like time never seem to stop. Except now I'm often asked what I would go back and tell my 18-year-old self. And this is my answer. Embrace the suck. Embrace all the things that you suck at. Intentionally engage in activities that you're not good at or not comfortable with. And I can remember a few years ago, I decided to get a fitness coach and work one-on-one with a coach because one of the things I'm definitely not good at is exercise. And every morning at 6 o'clock, she would put me on different weight machines and I would ask her, how many do I have to do? And she would say, go till failure. And just when I thought I was getting good at pushing that one amount of weight, she would put more weight on. And she would say again, go till failure. And that was the only way that I was able to develop strength. And so similarly, when you embrace the suck and you exercise with people who are stronger than you, and you sit with people who are smarter than you, and you really listen, and serve with people who are braver and more humble than you, that is how you grow, and that is how you become. Embracing the suck means staying curious to learn from others and being courageous to try something new and fail along the way. Embracing how we suck allows us to remain compassionate with others when they suck, especially when they suck at what we're really, really good at. It keeps us humble and it keeps us together. And this might sound like really weird advice to give my 18-year-old self during graduation, a time to celebrate all that has been learned and accomplished, but it's not weird at all to give this advice during commencement, a beginning, or a start. And you might be thinking, well, okay, but I'm still not sure what I want to be or what I want to do. And so I'd like to share 2 stories with you. One is inspired by classic literature, and it tells us what to be. And the second is inspired by quantum physics, and it tells us what to do. In Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, there was a scene where the White Queen says, Alice, you cannot live your life to please others. The choice must be yours, because when you step out to face that creature, you will step out alone. I've been sitting with those words, marveling over and over at the heavy and full truth that they hold. The journey of growing up truly is a series of quests, And the only way to fulfill your destiny is to fully embrace it as your own. Your life is your epic adventure. You cannot live your life to please others. What stands out in this phrase is the truth that in an attempt to please others, you're not truly living. Moments and years pass by and you haven't truly lived. Desperately trying and truly living are very different. The first takes energy and the other gives it. I'd like to share my thoughts about the wisdom of the White Queen statement. First, the choice must be yours. One of my favorite humans, Parker Palmer, describes his own journey to a life of authenticity. He says at one point he realized he was doing a noble job of living someone else's life. Parker was emulating the great heroes, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, both great social justice leaders of the 1950s and 60s. He realized that he could be inspired by people like King and Gandhi, but that didn't mean he had to walk their same path. He ended up redesigning his life in a way that was less about imitation and more about authenticity. The authentic you is not me. The authentic you is not my idea of who you are. The authentic you is you, and you are fabulous and you are imperfect. And in this epic journey of life, you will make mistakes. Let them fully be yours. And you will also experience incredible victories. Let them fully be yours. Second, when you step out to face that creature, the Jabberwock, I've done about 10 minutes of intense Google searching, and I read, according to Wikipedia, that the definition of Jabberwock comes from the Anglo-Saxon word woser, which signifies offspring or fruit. Talking jabber is excited and voluble discussion, and so this would give the meaning, Jabberwock, to be the result of much excited and voluble discussion, which sounds to me a lot like opinions, as in everybody has them. And in life, you'll face all of these opinions all the time. And if you are not resolute, opinions will tempt you to stray from your authentic self. Please don't. The documentary film Finding Joe is a story about Joseph Campbell, the American writer and mythologist who mapped the arc of all stories across time in what we know as the hero's journey. And the film opens like this. Many years ago in Thailand, there was a temple that was called the Temple of the Golden Buddha. And word came to this village, to the monastery, that an army from a neighboring country was going to invade. And they got the brilliant idea that they were going to cover the Golden Buddha with mud and concrete so that the army would perceive no value in it. And it worked. When the army rolled in and passed by the monastery, they saw the stone Buddha and saw that there was no need to plunder it. Years went by as the army continued to occupy the monastery and the village, and no one remembered that the Buddha was golden. Until one day, a young monk sat in front at the feet of the Buddha to meditate. And when he got up, a piece of the concrete chipped away and he saw something shining. And he realized it was gold under there. And he got up and began to call to the others, "The Buddha is golden, the Buddha is golden." And they all came with their picks and hammers and eventually unearthed the golden Buddha. The metaphor in this story is that we are all born golden. We are born connected to love, joy, and bliss. And over time, we hear from other people that we should be this and we should do this. And slowly by slowly, we begin to cover ourselves up with mud and concrete and stone, and we build an armor around ourselves. And years go by and we begin to believe that we are the stone Buddha and not the golden one. And then something comes along and cracks our casing. I call these moments in life the moments that suck. It's painful, but it knocks off our armor. And in that moment, we look inside and we see gold. And you, Manami, are golden. Alice, you cannot live your life to please others. The choice must be yours, because when you step out, you will face that creature and you will step out alone. Yes, the truth is you will step out alone. You will have to do it, the growing up thing. And there's parts of it that are really, really hard. and you'll have to do it all on your own. But you will never be alone. Your very existence is testament to generations and generations of grit and wit and compassion, determination, and excellence. You thrive because your ancestors survived. You carry hundreds and thousands of grandmothers with you. I love what Roshi Joan Halifax wrote in the Upaya newsletter about the concept of Robaishin, or grandmother's heart. You can understand all of Buddhism, but you cannot go beyond your abilities and your intelligence until you have Robaishin, grandmother heart mind, the heart mind of great compassion. A good grandmother doesn't take her life personally. She's not a bystander, but rather one who looks over. She has the heart of equanimity, informed by loving kindness, compassion, and joy in the well-being of others. The kind of grandmother within us offers whatever she can without expecting anything in return. She also has a heart made fierce and brave by adversity, and the four boundless abodes of loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joy, and equanimity are her very nature. When Alice goes out to face the Jabberwock, she rides out with the White Queen, the Mad Hatter, and her entire army of comrades. They're all out there in the battlefield fighting off enemies, and that's a lot like real life. We are all fighting our personal battles, growing up a little each day, and fighting to regain or remain in our authenticity despite the opinions that everyone has of us, all together on a great big battlefield of this glorious life we share. And so what are you going to be? Be authentic, be you. Famed mythologist Joseph Campbell wrote, we must be willing to get rid of the life we've planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. I'd like to close with a lesson about love and quantum physics. Years ago, my brother tried to explain quantum physics to me. It did not go well at all. So I was really excited to find a 2-part series of quantum physics on Curiosity Stream. And here's quantum physics in a nutshell. When Edison created the light bulb, no one could explain how it worked. So Einstein set out to provide a scientific explanation. He proposed the quantum theory of light, where light consists of tiny packets of energy or photons. But what is a quantum? A quantum, I learned, is a very, very tiny and acts really weird, and no one really understands it. So it's a lot like children. And the narrator said that there was an epic battle to explain the nature of reality between Einstein and another physicist named Niels Bohr. The theory of Niels Bohr through quantum mechanics suggests that energy is only a potential for reality until it is measured. Only by looking, it is conjured into existence. We are all made up of light, energy, and magic. And given this truth, then what if the Copenhagen interpretation of Niels Bohr is also true? What if only by looking, only by seeing, we are conjured into existence? And this is everything. And this is why when you see someone, it's crucial to make eye contact and say a warm hello. It's so much more than just hello. It is taking the possibility of a person and in that moment bringing into their very existence into reality. And this is why when someone walks into your office and you're busy typing away, you stop and you turn your swivel chair around and you make eye contact and you bring their random particles of possibility into being and light and fullness. And this is why when your genius brother passionately tries to explain quantum physics, you sit down and focus whatever brain cells you can muster. And you listen and nod and smile and say, wow, that's amazing. You're amazing. I don't understand anything you're talking about, but you're cool and you're smart and I love you. And this is why Oprah gave us everything we needed to know when she said deep down, everyone wants to know, do you see me? Do you hear me? And does what I say matter to you? We are not only made up of matter, we are made to matter. And quantum physics even goes as far as to suggest that we really, really need to matter, to be seen and heard in order to truly exist. And so again, what are you going to be? Be seen, Be conjured into your existence. Be full of light, knowing that you matter. And what are you going to do? Keep your eyes ever open to conjure up the miracle of others. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Janice. That was a really great message. Learned two things. One, I should have named my son Quantum because that's exactly what he's like. And two, I'm going to adopt that, embrace the suck. That's going to be my personal motto. Great message. Thank you very much. Reverend Blaine will have a few words.